Kingston, sit down. Lizzie, just don't cry when the food comes. So when we sit back and look at it, right, him causing the roof of his mouth, which would be his words. So now that's about the 7th, maybe I'll say the 8th or 9th different way we seen how he done preached to the spirits in prison. Because he calls them that are asleep to speak. But also he calls us who sleep is because we in sin. 2 Corinthians chapter 4. Now we tying it to Hamashiach doing this for those who were in the grave. I'm telling you, that's literally about the 8th different way we done did that. Literally. So if somebody came to you and say, well, how did he preach to the spirits in prison? Shoot, nigga, Songs of Solomon 7, nigga, what? Job 28, nigga, what? Deuteronomy 11, nigga, what? Ezekiel 26, what you mean? Oh, you want Isaiah 26 too? What else do you need? How many more witnesses do you need, sir? What about Isaiah 66? That's understanding. You see the uprightness of the Most High, where he even had his son die and go down to save them who had already perished. So they couldn't have the opportunity to say, well, we didn't know. We never heard. No, you gonna hear too, nigga. Thank the Lord. Somebody cut off your speakerphone. 2 Timothy 4 and 5. I mean 2 Corinthians 4 and 5. I'm sorry. 2 Corinthians 4 and 5. For we preach not ourselves, but Yahshua HaMashiach the Lord, and ourselves your servants for Yahshua's sake. For Elohim, who commanded the light to shine out of darkness, have shined in our hearts to give the light of the knowledge of the glory of Elohim in the face of Yahshua HaMashiach. If you're going to have your phone on speaker, what's so hard about hitting mute? Why do I have to say the same thing all the time? But we have this treasure in earthen vessels, that the excellency of the power may be of Elohim and not of us. So you see what that's going back to? Again, why he had to bring down the Tower of Babel. That the excellency of that power could have been of Yah and not of you. You know what I'm saying? Because they were doing that. Now, listen to it. It was not one time that he said what they were doing was wrong, did it? Not one time did he say what they were doing was a sin, did it? Man, you cut your phone off. Look at this nigga here. You dancing like a nigga from a 1993 West Coast video, man. What's wrong with this nigga?
You can't catch me, boy.
Y'all hear me?
Back in the day.
He said, but we have this I'm sorry, verse 8. We are troubled on every side, yet not distressed. We are perplexed, but not in despair. Persecuted, but not forsaken. Cast down, but not destroyed. Always bearing about in the body the dying of the Lord Yahshua, that the life also of Yahshua might be made manifest in our body. So for all intents and purposes, they saying they dead, but yet they speak. Right? For we which live are always delivered unto death for Yahshua's sake, that the life also of Yahshua might be made manifest in our mortal flesh. So death then work in us, but life in you. We having the same spirit of faith, according as it is written, I believe, therefore have I spoken. We also believe, therefore speak. Knowing that he which raised up the Lord Yahshua shall raise up us also by Yahshua, and shall present us with you. So don't that sound like to them? They drunk of that best wine, and they were asleep, and they called them to speak? Because they were dead in trespasses and sins, like Paul wrote in Ephesians chapter 2. But now you've been quickened by the grace of Elohim. It's a free gift. Every last one of us sit back and look at it. I was dead. He said, because of the choice wine, I'm able to speak now. That means you can make an interpretation of a thing to show forth the that goes back to John chapter 7. My doctrine is not mine, but his that sent me. Any man do his will, you know the doctrine is mine, or if I speak of myself. Any man who speak of himself, seek his own righteousness. Him that seek the righteousness of him that sent him, the same is true, and there's no sin in it. This nigga Troy told me today, a nigga saying that if you don't get the word from him, you are not a part of Israel. What did he say exactly? I want you to. What did he say exactly? He
say, if you supposed to saying something, it better be according to how I said it, or the way I said it.
And what did he say? And what did he say after that, on top of that?
He said, I am the teacher of Yahshua.
I am the teacher of Israel. Do y'all know exactly what he said when he said that?
He said, I'm God.
How what he said?
Oh yeah, I be knowing. I do this shit like a chillin'.
Look at that. That's how you know the nigga get on the road. Genesis chapter 4. And that's Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike say he the Lord. That nigga who was kicking on that just man falling 7 times. That nigga say, I'm the teacher of Israel.
This is the Israel teaching brought by me.
Every time you hear that nigga, guess what? You know why I keep mentioning that there when I say that nigga name? Because on that song they say, Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike, that girl is poison. That nigga is poison. You know, it might sound funny, but there's a reason why I'm saying that. That nigga is poison. When a nigga stand up and say, I'm the teacher, you basically saying, nigga, if you ain't getting it from me, you ain't gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, you stupid. Talking about, look at them titties, look at them grapes.
Yeah, they talking about grapes.
Nigga say, I can beat my meat, it's not a sin. I take a shower when I'm done. He believe that though. You know how perverted you gotta be? That man said you supposed to possess your body in all sanctification, righteousness, and honor. Say Elohim ain't called us to uncleanliness but to Kodesh. What's Kodesh about you in here like this here?
Nigga, he say it all.
I'm telling you, and he ain't from Jacksonville. Cause then that nigga be like, nigga come in the house, boy, what you doing? Mama walk in the room. Oh my God, son. I thought you were a preacher. Mama, close the door. Hey, don't say that there. Don't be talking about, Cause that's what that nigga gonna be in the room. Nasty bastard. Come on back to Genesis chapter 4. Nasty bastard. He's stroking to the east and stroking to the west. He's stroking to the picture that he liked the best.
Look at that grapes.
That means I be stroking.
Say he looking at a picture of some grapes.
That's what I be.
Look at Walmart produce section.
I be stroking. I'm telling you, boy, that nigga penis probably got rug burn. Hands got calluses.
Nah, but you don't want to do all my produce section.
49, Genesis. And the chief butler told his dream to Joseph and said, in my dream, behold, a vine was before me. And in the vine were 3 branches, as it was though it budded, and her blossoms shot forth, and the clusters therefore brought forth ripe grapes. Pharaoh's cup was in my hand. I took the grapes and pressed them into Pharaoh's cup, and gave them, and I gave the cup into Pharaoh's hand. And Joseph said unto him, this is the interpretation of it. The 3 branches are 3 days. Yet within 3 days shall Pharaoh lift up thine head, and restore thee unto thy place, and thou shalt deliver Pharaoh's cup into his hand after the former manner when thou was his butler. John 17 and 5. I'll make it 2. Make it 1. So he's saying that that butler would be re-glorified in 3 days, wasn't it? Come up out of prison. Then we just read in Job 33 about a prison. Let's go look at Job 33 before we do John 17. I'm not sure if we read that. I'm not positive. Let's see what it says in Job 33. Verse 19. He chastened also with pain upon his bed the multitude of his bones with strong pain, so that his life abhorred bread and his soul dainty meat. His flesh is consumed away that it cannot be seen, and his bones that were not seen stick out. Yea, his soul draw near unto the grave, and his life to the destroyers. If there be a messenger with him, and an interpreter, one among 1,000, to show unto man his uprightness, then he is gracious unto him, and saith, deliver him from going down to the pit. I have found a ransom. Listen what he said. His flesh shall be fresher than a child's. He shall return to the days of his youth. He shall pray unto Elohim, and he will be favorable unto him. He shall see his face with joy, for he will render unto man his righteousness. So when he talking about the grave, he don't went into a prison, right? He said in 3 days, you'll come up out that prison, come back to your former place. And when you come up out that prison and your former place, because I done found me a ransom, I'll make you like you was when you were young. 17:1, Book of John. These words spake Yahshua, and lifted up his eyes to heaven, and said, Father, the hour is come, glorify thy Son, that thy Son also may glorify thee. Or as thou hast given him power over all flesh, that he should give eternal life to as many as thou hast given him. Even though we read about Joseph, Pharaoh gave Joseph power over all flesh in Egypt. And he had the power to give corn to everybody. Joseph had power to give everlasting life to all that came, because you had to come see him. And this is life eternal, that they might know thee, the only true Elohim, and Yahshua HaMashiach, whom thou hast sent. I have glorified thee on the earth. I have finished the work that thou gave me to do. Make full proof of your ministry. And now, O Father, glorify thou me with thy own self, with the glory which I had with thee before the world was. Which means I'm going to take you back to the days of your youth then, didn't it? Which means I got to take you back to Adam. Mean I put you back in the garden. Which means I got to put you back with that tree of life. Which means you got to take for that and live forever. Because I found a ransom. What was that ransom? The blood of Hamashiach. He said that's the propitiation for your sins. You weren't redeemed with corruptible things like silver and gold, but of the precious blood of the Lamb, which was shed without spot or blemish. He said you want niggas to touch it, you probably do got a titty bite them. That boy said, give him some milk and stop playing. You see the interpretation of a thing? He said he'll send one man to make an interpretation of a thing. So when we look at Luke 24, who was that one man? Matter of fact, let's look at Ecclesiastes 12. We just talked about it not too long ago. You got to use the bathroom? I just saying. Sounded like that's what he was trying to say, but I don't think that's what he want to do. He might do gotta go to the bathroom. Yeah. I thought that's what he said, I wasn't sure. So then I pulled that statement back. But obviously it looks like that's what he needs to do. Ecclesiastes 12 and 11. Make it 10. Make it 9. We'll take this here to tie to Nimrod. Then we get ready to get out of here, because we're going to tie it to Nimrod. And we got to tie Shiloh. Right? Lord will, if we get out of here, we got to get Shiloh and we got to get Nimrod. And moreover, because the preacher was wise, he still taught the people knowledge. Yea, he gave good heed and sought out and set in order many proverbs. The preacher sought to find out acceptable words, and that which was written was upright, even words of truth. The words of the wise are as goads, and as nails fastened by the master of assemblies, which are given from one shepherd. These words are given from one man to be able to give the interpretation, because he sought this stuff out. Now you smell it, huh? Luke 24.
Body spray or something?
Yeah, I guess. Niggas around here with all that body spray. Luke 24. I seen somebody tell them, say, you too old to be wearing cherry blossom something. I don't know nothing about nobody. But how they said it, I guess it's something that was old. Niggas said that like they were mad.
They try to tie every girl smelling the same.
More than likely. Niggas said that must be that Bath and Body Works stuff.
Want to see it get popular, they already get it. Cherry blossom, man. Hey, I got smell like cherry blossom.
Luke 24, 44. You know, like with all they hey, you know what all they aqua ones like? They all look like this, like a raindrop. They make them like that. That's what they say it's supposed to look like, a raindrop.
It look like a computer mouse.
I'm just saying. Hey, I ain't saying that it does look like a raindrop, but that was the intent. That was the plan. All the aqua ones look like that. Aqua
I never smelled it. I never even seen that bottle.
Yeah.
I ain't never even seen that bottle.
Yeah, we can pull the aquas out. Now it's hot outside.
It's not a problem, boy.
It's hot outside. It's hot outside.
Problem, boy. Got to get it. Got to get it.
And he said unto them, these are the words which I spake unto you while I was yet with you, that all things must be fulfilled which were written in the law of Moses and in the prophets and in the Psalms concerning me. Then opened he their understanding that they might understand the scripture. So they went, because hold on, John chapter 1, verse 40. Make it 38. John 1 and 38. Well, you niggas got some poop in y'all. Then Yahshua turned and saw them following, and saith unto them, What seek ye? They said unto him, Rabbi, which is to say, being interpreted, Master, where dwell thou? He saith unto them, Come and see. They came and saw where he dwelt, and abode with him that day, for it was about the 10th hour. And when one of the two which heard John speak and followed him was Andrew, Simon Peter's brother, he first found his own brother Simon, and saith unto him, We have found Hamashiach, which is being interpreted, the Christ. And he brought him to Yahshua, and when Yahshua beheld him, he said, Thou art Simon, the son of Jonah, thou shalt be called Cephas, which is by interpretation a stone. So these people went to sit, because he said out of 1,000, I only found one. You know, the people were sitting around looking for this man to come. And it was only one. And he was the only one that could give an interpretation of the thing, to cause the people to understand the reading. We know, we go back and look at Nehemiah chapter 8, when Ezra the scribe came up and went to preaching that word to them people, he caused them to understand the reading. You know what I'm saying? When you make a full proof of your ministry, you're going to make full proof of it in two things. Your manner of living, and study to show thyself approved as a workman under Elohim, rightly dividing the word of truth. That would make full proof that Yah sent you. These are two things. Those are the two things. You can't have one without the other. That's why Paul told him, make full proof of your ministry. Come back to 2 Timothy 3, look what he told him. Right after that. Well, it's about time to get another one of these. 2 Timothy 4. Now, somebody just broke wind. Or was that a chair? Because I'm going to clown a nigga. You sitting here and falling here. Go out there, Joe. Ain't nobody like you that has no qualms with releasing gases around other men. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, I see right now, nigga have to get the sock and the lock.
I don't even trip. What happened when we was in Best Buy? And I walked around, you was about to follow me. What'd I say?
Oh, he just won't come this way. He say, stay back there.
Yeah, so don't even trip now.
I'm saying, I'm only going by your words, sir.
Niggas just be cracking jokes now.
I'm just going by your words, sir. I'm just going by your words.
Hey, what that was?
Your words convicted you, sir.
2 Timothy
3 and 4. 4 and 5.
4.
But watch thou in all things, endure afflictions, do the work of an evangelist, make full proof of thy ministry. For now I am ready to be delivered, and the time of my departure is at hand. I have fought a good fight, I have finished the course, I have kept the faith. Henceforth there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day, and not to me only, but unto all them also that love his appearing. We go see Lot again, the righteous judge, because Lot judged rightly in that matter. They say that's why they wanted to kill him, because he was a judge. You know what I'm saying? But you see what he told him? He said, I fought the good fight. I'm going to be able to get it. When you fake full proof of your ministry, it's two things going to be shown. You can be able to cause those to understand the reading, and your life match up with it. That's your evidence. And you know what that is right there? Two witnesses. When we look at Yahshua, what he kept telling them people? My works testify of me. 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 And then he opened up the book and showed it to him. He made full proof of his ministry. I taught it to you and caused you to understand and read it, and I lived it out. I made full proof of my ministry. Same thing. Why you think Paul would tell him that? Don't you think Paul would know how Mashiach did that? Can we not go look in John chapter 5 when he say the works that I do in my Father's name, they bear witness of me? And then he told them to search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life. And they talking about me. I made full proof of my ministry, sir. Full proof. Where's your evidence? You see what I'm saying? Come over here and look at where we was at before we jumped over here. Genesis chapter 10. We'll make it real quick. Finish off with Shiloh and blow this popsicle stand. What does he say? He blow popsicles. You like the one with cream in the middle.
Oh, boy. Oh.
Nasty nigga. Nigga say he like an all-American pop.
No.
Nigga say he said he'll sodomize Obama. That white boy killed Tyson Beckford.
That nigga said, oh, okay. That's what I always say.
Hey, don't do that there, because that didn't help it out. Now you sound like Stewart. That didn't help you out.
Hey.
Genesis 10, verse 8. 6, actually.
That nigga said that without waiting. It's wrong.
And the sons of Ham, Cush, Mizraim, and Phut, and Canaan. Mizraim is the actual name of the landmass that you would call Egypt today. Cush is also the name of the landmass that you would call Ethiopia today. You know, Cush has been called, Ethiopia has been called, what is the name of that place? It's Abyssinia, and before we call Abyssinia, they called it Cush. And the sons of Cush, Seba and Havilah and Sabbath and Ramah and Sabetha, and the sons of Ramah, Sheba and Dedan. And Cush begat Nimrod, and he began to be a mighty one in the earth. He was a mighty hunter before Yah, wherefore it is said, even as Nimrod, the mighty hunter before Yah. If it just said that Nimrod became to be a mighty one, then what did it just describe Nimrod as being?
Elohim.
It just described him as being Elohim. Not that Yah made him to be an Elohim. He said he began to be a mighty one. Then he said he began to be a hunter, a mighty hunter before Yah. How can we look at Hamashiach and see him being a mighty hunter before Yah? And how can we look at Hamashiach and see that he became to be a mighty one before Yah? This ain't even that hard, really. Let's look at Luke 15 and let's see if he became, let's look at Jeremiah 16 first and let's see if he was a mighty hunter. Oh. Jeremiah 16 and 16. Jeremiah 16 and 15. I'll go ahead and look at 14. Jeremiah 16 and 14. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yah, that it shall no more be said, Yah lived that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But Yah lived that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, and from all the lands whither he hath driven them, and I will bring them again into the land that I gave unto their fathers. Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith Yah, and they shall fish them. And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and every hill, out of the holes of the rocks. What did it just say about that preacher? He did what? Sought out many proverbs, right? Isaiah 62 and 10. I'm going to ask y'all a question. Did Joshua seek out his apostles?
Yeah, he did.
He went and hunted for them, didn't he? Went and picked them out. Sit down, boy. Go through. Go through the gates. Prepare you the way of the people. Cast up the highway. Gather out the stones. Lift up a standard for the people. Behold, Yah hath proclaimed unto the end of the world. Say ye to the daughter of Zion, behold, thy salvation come. Behold, his reward is with me, and his work before him. And they shall call them the Kodesh people, the redeemed of Yah. Remember what he said, right? I found me a ransom. And they shall be called sought out, a city not forsaken. Did we not see the Tower of Babel? They were trying to build a city and a name. Now they are redeemed people who got a name, and they a city which will not be abandoned. And he said they would be called sought out. Hunters seek prey. Nimrod was seeking the people. Who else would seek out their people but the Most High? Huh? What'd you say? Luke 15. You got a problem? We can go, man. Go time.
You like the.
You know what I'm saying? Man, nigga ain't scared of nigga with no
I want you to be scared.
good human pants on.
I want you to scared.
Nigga, you already said, boy, you gonna split them pants, boy. Gonna make you bust a move. 15-1. Luke.
He's different on 6-1. Yeah. Well, you about to bring out the whole building, boy.
I know it. We gonna be able to hold it up with your bean pole though.
Now that wrecking ball hit it. Well, ain't no saving now, but that thing hit him.
A good thing you got that thing in the back though. You hold it up. That little yoke you got, you say y'all got? We can use that as a post. Hold all that stuff up, nigga. That thing made out of granite, boy. Strong, nigga. Huh? I'm just letting you know. Look at him. I've been telling you though. You talking about my head, look at that thing in the back.
Look at it.
Yeah, it pokes out a little bit. You got a little protruding going on.
You know
what I'm saying? I think it's like one of them things like the back of a hammer. So it'll be able to hold it. Luke 15-1.
It's loud, man. Don't get mad at me, nigga. Kill you. You try to take that nigga out. Watch for him back his head. Get the nigga that got you.
I'd rather have, hey man, I'd rather have something smooth than to sit back and I can pull nails up with my skull. Nigga say anytime little mother say, look here, just turn around, I grab your ankles, you go on here and pick that nail out the wall. Pull all the nails up. Nigga ain't never need another hammer.
That's pretty good. I can't. Pretty good.
Well, we do this, man.
Hey, we took that little hand off me, man.
Luke 15-1.
That's a little too hard, boy.
Luke 15.
Boy, that nigga killed you.
Sound like Fred that didn't do all right now.
That's a little too hard, bro. Don't get mad.
Luke 15-1.
You got a nail pulled on the back of your head. He's gonna add a little on her. Hey.
Luke 15-1.
King aside, Joe.
Okay, let's lay on the side of your mouth closed. Luke 15-1. We got to roll. Let's have the fire. Yeah, I'll do it, but I'm trying to work right now. To get you outside the door, nigga, with a swift mule kick. The nigga fly 30 feet. You know what I'm saying? Then drew near unto him all publicans and sinners for him to hear him. Too bad a mule kick ain't gonna get that knot out of your head. You know what I'm talking about? Nigga kick that nigga, all his feet gonna be broken. Luke 15-1. Then drew near unto him all the publicans and sinners for to hear him. The Pharisees and scribes murmured, saying, this man receives sinners and eat with them. And he spake this parable, saying unto them, what man of you having 100 sheep, if he lose one of them, do not leave the 99 in the wilderness and go after that which is lost until he find it? And when he had found it, he lay it on his shoulder, rejoicing. And when he come home, he called together his friends and neighbors, saying unto them, rejoice with me, for I have found my sheep which was lost. I say unto you that likewise joy shall be in heaven over one sinner that repent, more than over 99 just persons which need no repentance. You know, and you know this line up with Ezekiel 34 when he said, you scattered my sheep, but I'll go in the holes and find them. Y'all know what I'm talking about in Ezekiel 34? Any of y'all ever read that before, besides Troy? Yeah, Ezekiel 34 then. Somebody need to mute your phone. I'm trying to tell you. Pay attention to what you're doing. Ezekiel 34, verse 6. Make it 5. After that, Hebrews 11. About verse 37. And they were scattered because there is no shepherd. And they became meat to all the beasts of the field when they were scattered. My sheep wandered through all the mountains and upon every high hill. Yea, my flock was scattered upon all the face of the earth, and none did search or seek after them. Therefore, ye shepherds, hear the word of Yah, as I live, saith Yah, surely because my flock became a prey, and my flock became meat to every beast of the field, because there was no shepherd. Neither did my shepherds search for my flock, but the shepherds did feed themselves, and fed not my flock. That's why he said all that came before me were thieves and robbers. Therefore, O you shepherds, hear the word of Yah. Thus saith Yah Elohim, behold, I am against the shepherds. I will require my flock at their hand, and cause them to cease from feeding the flock. Neither shall the shepherds feed themselves anymore, for I will deliver my flock from out of their mouth. They shall not be meat for them. For thus saith Yah Elohim, behold, I, even I, will both search my sheep and seek them out. As a shepherd seek out his flock in the day that he is among his sheep that are scattered, so will I seek out my sheep and deliver them out of all the places where they have been scattered in the cloudy and dark day. Do you see? I scattered them at the Tower of Babel. Now I'm coming to bring them back together again. And if he the shepherd, and the words of the interpretation come from one chief shepherd, and that shepherd in his Ecclesiastes is seeking them out and searching them out, that means the people were lost, which means he was a hunter. I got to find my flock, didn't I? Because what he said in Luke 19:10, the Son of Man came to save that which is lost. I came to seek that which is lost. I'm hunting for souls, but not hunting to kill souls. I'm hunting to bring them in. Because he said he became to be a mighty one on the earth. They said that numerous times about Yahshua. This man do many mighty works. Many mighty works. He became to be a mighty one before y'all. Hebrews 11:37. And if he became to become a mighty one on earth, then he became to be a mighty hunter. When we already got Jeremiah backing us up, saying that he would hunt for his people, didn't he? Wherever they be at, and what Yahshua told you, wherever the carcass is, that's where they'll be gathered. I'm looking for you. I'm hunting for you. I'm a man of the field. I'm on the lookout. He say, we out here looking for clients. 11:37, Hebrews 11. They were stoned, they were sawn asunder, were tempted, were slain with the sword. They wandered about in sheepskins and goatskins, being destitute, afflicted, and tormented. If they were wandering about, that means they were sheep with no shepherd, of whom the world was not worthy. They wandered in deserts and in mountains and in dens and caves of the earth, and these all, having obtained a good report through faith, received not the promise. Elohim having provided some better thing for us, that they without us should not be made perfect. Again, going back to the Tower of Babel, because they were trying to prepare something for it, but I had to bring that down because y'all couldn't be made perfect at this time. I had something better reserved. You had to wait a little bit. You understand what I'm saying? Joshua, the 18th chapter. Let's deal with Shiloh. You see how Yahshua is similar to the Nimrod? It ain't even really that complicated even to look at. Because you already seen how he became a mighty one on the earth. Give me the glory that I had with you before the world was. He said, how do you say I blaspheme if I say I'm the son of Elohim? He said, we got to kill him. He made himself equal with Elohim. He made himself equal with God. We got to kill him. Now I'm going to ask this again. Anybody know where Shiloh is, or what's the importance of Shiloh? Anybody? That's where the tabernacle was. That was the initial place of the tabernacle. That tabernacle, the congregation that we read about in Exodus 25, 26, 27, Joshua 18:1. And the whole congregation of the children of Israel assembled together at Shiloh, the city of peace, and set up the tabernacle of the congregation there. And the land was subdued before them. And there remained among the children of Israel 7 tribes that had not yet received their inheritance. So we see Shiloh was actually the first Jerusalem. This is the first place where the house of Elohim was camped at. This is where everybody came up at. Let's see if 1 Samuel chapter 1 will back us up on that. It's important for y'all to know that. You need to know Shiloh was the first place it was encamped at. Before it was placed in Jerusalem. 1 Samuel 1:1. Now there was a certain man of Ramathim Zophim of Mount Ephraim, and his name was Elkanah, the son of Joram, the son of Elihu, the son of Tohu, the son of Zehuf, an Ephratite. He had 2 wives. The name of the one was Hannah, and the name of the other Peninnah. Peninnah had children, but Hannah had no children. And this man went up out of his city yearly to worship and to sacrifice under Yah of hosts in Shiloh, and the 2 sons of Eli and Phinehas, the priests of Yah, were there. Why is that important if he said they came up yearly? Why would that be important if they came up yearly? What does the law say?
That's a feast day that you have to come up. Everybody gotta gather together.
That go with the law. That means they came up every year for Passover, Pentecost, and Tabernacles. Come up yearly, right? He rolling, ain't he?
You know,
No matter, you gotta know. Yeah.
But so you see, this is the importance of Shiloh. This is the first place where the house of Elohim was established at. So that whole tabernacle of witness that we read about in the book of Exodus, which I told you was a foreshadowing of Hamashiach dying before the actual temple was built. And it was placed in the city of peace as a foreshadowing of Jerusalem. All this stuff was a process to get you to come what Solomon did, didn't it? Right? Let's look at another place. Psalm 78 and 60. You notice that's why he say till Shiloh come, till peace come. Under him the gathering of the people be. The tabernacle of the witness was in Shiloh. Hold on, not that. Let me get Jeremiah 7 first. Calm down, Leah. Jeremiah 7 and about 8. Nigga crying like she had a funeral.
Like a funeral. Two. Come on.
All right, Jeremiah 7 and 8. Jeremiah 7 and 8. Behold, ye trust in lying words that cannot profit. Will you steal, murder, and commit adultery, and swear falsely, and burn incense unto Baal, and walk up to other Elohims whom you know not, and come stand before me in this house, which is called by my name, and say we are delivered to do all these abominations? Is this house, which is called by my name, become a den of robbers in your eyes? Behold, even I have seen it, saith Yah. But go ye now unto my place, which was in Shiloh, where I set my name at the first. Because remember, he said you got to come up to the place where I played my name at, right? Hold this, Judges 18 and 30. Hold that. I just want y'all to understand something. I'm finna show you something. Somebody mute your phone on the speakerphone, man. I can hear that echo. It's not cool, man. It's just not cool. Make it about verse 27. 26, matter of fact. And the children of Dan went their way, and when Micah saw that they were too strong for him, he turned and went back unto his house. Oh, we'll call y'all. Oh, she got two coming in. Know what you said? Oh, I thought you said a tooth cut.
You said it was a funeral. No, it was a funeral.
Oh.
Reception for your tooth. That was the joke.
Oh, okay. My bad. I just misheard you, sir.
Nobody else got it. Anybody something.
Judges 18 and 26. And the children of Dan went their way, and when Micah saw that they were too strong for him, he turned and went back into the house. They took the things which Micah had made, and the priests which he had come unto Lachish, unto a people that were quiet and secure. They smote them with the edge of the sword, and burnt the city with fire. There was no deliverer, because it was far from Zidon, and they had no business with any man, and it was in the valley that lay by Beth Rehab. And they built the city and dwelt therein. And they called the name of the city Dan, after the name of Dan their father, who was born unto Israel. Howbeit the name of the city was Lachish at the first. The children of Dan set up the graven image, and Jonathan the son of Gershom, the son of Manasseh, and he and his sons were priests to the tribe of Dan, until the day of captivity of the land. Again, this going back to people having itching ears, making their own priests. You understand what I'm saying? These niggas will say this is why Dan ain't getting in the kingdom. Niggas just make up all type of stuff to explain why Dan ain't getting in. But he got a gate though. Well, why he don't talk about him no more? Or write a letter to the Most High and see if he get back with you and let me know what he did. You know what I'm saying? Because if he wanted you to know, he would have told you. But the simple fact of that they got a gate, that's the end of the discussion. They set up, they set them up Micah's graven image, which he had made all the time that the house of Elohim was in Shiloh. Now come over here to Judges 21 about 12. I'm sorry, 19. Y'all all right? We finna get ready to get on out of here, man. I know niggas tired. And all that type of good old stuff. Probably want something to eat. Judges 21 and 19. They said, behold, there's a feast of Yah in Shiloh yearly in a place which is on the north side of Bethel, on the east side of the highway that go up from Bethel to Shechem, on the south side of Lebanon. We read this because, again, they say there's a yearly feast there. So this is showing you this is where they came to worship the Most High Yah, before Jerusalem. That's where they came at. So the house of Elohim was there. So he say the gathering, he says till Shiloh come. So that means that's the house of the Most High then, right? So again, you seeing that Yahshua is being called the house of the Most High in Genesis 49. Come on back over here to Jeremiah chapter 7. We're going to look at Psalm 78, maybe Jeremiah 26, and wrap it up. Really, I'm going to actually show you. I got to show you when Shiloh was destroyed too, and what got it destroyed. Pardon me on that. Verse 12. But go ye now into my place which was in Shiloh, where I set my name at the first, and see what I did to it for the wickedness of my people Israel. And now, because you've done all these works, saith Yah, and I spake unto you rising up early, and speaking, but you heard not. I called you, but you answered not. Therefore will I do unto this house, which is called by my name, wherein ye trust, unto the place which I gave unto you and to your fathers, as I've done to Shiloh. What did he do to Shiloh? Well, let's look at 2 Samuel, chapter 1. Might be chapter 4. He destroyed Shiloh. That means that tabernacle of the congregation that they had, guess what he had to do with that? Destroy that too. Let me get on around now. 2 Samuel. About the 4th chapter, so I can actually get to 2 Samuel in a timely manner. 2 Samuel chapter oh, it's actually 1 Samuel. My apologies. 1 Samuel chapter 4 and verse 1. Matter of fact, look at 1 Samuel chapter 3 verse 21. And Yah appeared again in Shiloh, for Yah revealed himself to Samuel in Shiloh by the word of Yah. The reason why I'm reading that is for a reason. Remember when Samuel was in there, he was in the house of Yah with Eli, the high priest, wasn't it? The tabernacle of the congregation was in Shiloh. The house of Elohim was in Shiloh. Let's look at 1 Samuel 4 and 1. Let's see what happened. And the word of Samuel came to all Israel. Now Israel went out against the Philistines to battle and pitched beside Ebenezer. And the Philistines pitched in Aphek. And the Philistines put themselves in array against Israel. And when they joined the battle, Israel was smitten before the Philistines. And they slew the army in the field, about 4,000 men. And when the people were come into the camp, the elders said, Wherefore have Yah smitten us today before the Philistines? Let us fetch the ark of the covenant of Yah out of Shiloh unto us, that when it come among us, it may save us out of the hand of our enemies. So the people sent to Shiloh, that they may bring from thence the ark of the covenant of Yah of hosts, which dwell between the cherubims, and the 2 sons of Eli, Hophni and Phinehas, were there with the ark of the covenant of Elohim. And when the ark of the covenant of Yah came into the camp, all Israel shouted with a great shout, so that the earth rang again. So now these people sitting back and they say, let's go get it out of Shiloh, right? Let's go get the Lord. But what happened to these people when all that happened? We're not going to read it all. They took the Ark of the Covenant from them. And they were smashed. And they were destroyed. And Shiloh was burnt down. He destroyed it. He wiped it out. He no longer dwelt there after that time period. That's why you see him come up telling David, have I dwelt in any place but a tent since the time I brought my people out of Israel? Because there wasn't no house there. This was the glory of Yahshua before it was actually brought forth in the earth, that tent. That wasn't the actual permanent structure that was supposed to be in the actual city of peace, which is Jerusalem. Don't you find it ironic that it's placed in Shiloh and it was called, and Shiloh mean peace? And they said they wanted to build them a name in the city. That name being Shiloh, Jerusalem. Jerusalem and Shiloh are all different names for Yahshua. Genesis 49 just shows you that he's called Shiloh. Till Shiloh come. Till peace come. He the Prince of Peace. And he say when he come, the whole earth going to be what? At rest. Quiet. No more tears. No more crying. Huh? You all right over there? Look like you want to get a slap. I'll give you one. There you go. Come on around here to Psalm 78 and 60.
Too slow.
No, I ain't gonna do that. I'd hit my hand on there and that would have sucked. Psalm 78 and 60. Make it 58. So what caused y'all to destroy Shiloh? Nothing but the people's sins here, did it? What caused y'all to destroy Shiloh? None but the people's sins. I'm talking about Yahshua now. Second time. Psalm 78 and 58. For they provoked him to anger with their high places and moved him to jealousy with their graven images. When Elohim heard this, he was wroth and greatly abhorred Israel. He provoked him to anger with his high places.
May I have your attention, please?
What was Yahshua up on? In a high place. He didn't hear him because of his sins and iniquities.
Library card must be completed at this time.
All right then, we appreciate
Those
it.
needing a ride home, please.
Anybody need a ride home?
All meeting rooms will close in 15 minutes.
In 15 minutes.
At 5:45.
Okay.
This library will close promptly.
Promptly.
Yeah. Thank you.
Promptly. When Elohim heard this, he was wroth and greatly abhorred Israel, so that he forsook the tabernacle of Shiloh, the tent which he placed among men. My God, why have you forsaken me? Listen what he said. And delivered his strength into captivity and his glory into the enemy's hands. He talking about Shiloh now. But who he really talking about though? This ain't Shiloh. They took Yahshua and locked him up, didn't it? We read about it because they put the king in galleries, right? Then the enemy took him because death took hold to him. And he broke and loosed the pains of death because it wasn't possible for him to be held of him, right? Acts chapter 2, right? By verse 24. Listen what he said. He gave his people also over unto the sword and was wroth with his inheritance. The fire consumed their young men, and the maidens were not given to marriage. Their priests fell by the sword, and their widows made no lamentation. Then the Lord awaked as one out of his sleep, like a mighty man that shout by reason of wine. So, who is a mighty man that woke up and shouted by reason of wine? Who is that? Before that, a similitude what he talking about. He say the Lord awake as one out of his sleep, like a mighty man that shout by reason of wine. Who else did that? Who else awoke and shouted like a man being out of his sleep by reason of wine? I meant to show y'all this today, but he didn't bring it in my mind. Something we talked about last night. Noah. Noah. Noah did, right? Then he wake up and he say, "Cursed be Canaan." He shouted. Awake, right out of his sleep. Boom. We sit back and look at Yahshua get up out of his sleep. Boom, like a man by reading the wine. By he drunk that same cup. Right? Come on now. He say he smote his enemies in the hinder parts and put them to a perpetual reproach. Moreover, he refused the tabernacle of Joseph and chose not the tribe of Ephraim, but chose the tribe of Judah, the Mount Zion, which he loved. And he built his sanctuary like high places, like the earth which he established forever. Now let's turn around and look at Hebrews chapter 8, verse 1. If he built this sanctuary like a high place, right? Tower of Babel was a high place, top reach under heaven, right? Hebrews 8 and 1. Now the things which we have spoken, this is the sum. We have such a high priest who is set on the right hand of the throne of the majesty in the heavens, a minister of the sanctuary of the true tabernacle which the Lord pitched and not man. He said it's a sanctuary on the high places. Y'all put that high sanctuary up there. Even when he said Shiloh, I had to bring it down because of the sins of the people. It was still the tent. Because what the tent was a foreshadowing to the actual house. So that means, guess what? Revelation 13 and 8. After that, Matthew 13:47. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. So before Jerusalem was even founded, John 4:21. Before Jerusalem was even founded, Shiloh and that tent was a foreshadowing of this man being slain from the foundation of the world. Why you think he kept telling Moses, make it like I showed it to you in the mountain? And then as we begin to go back and see, Lord willing, we'll see that the same house that Solomon erected was after the same pattern. It wasn't nothing different. Only difference, it was made with stones and bricks. You know what I'm saying? That first one, it was just a tent. Second one was built with stones and bricks. Y'all willing, we'll go on into it more definitely each time. You understand what I'm saying? But we had to look at Shiloh so you can understand. Before Jerusalem was established, Shiloh was first. He destroyed Shiloh because of the sins of the people. So before even Yahshua was manifested on the earth, he was already killed. John 4:20. And this is why you show you that you ain't got to keep the feast days in, because let them niggas tell it, so we keep the feast days in Shiloh then, because he put his name there too. So that means it ain't even got nothing to do with, after that, John 5:43. John 4:20. Our fathers worship in this mountain, and ye say that in Jerusalem is the place where men ought to worship. Yahshua said unto her, Woman, believe me, the hour come when you shall neither in this mountain nor yet at Jerusalem worship the Father. Ye worship, ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. But the hour coming now is when the true worshiper shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. For the Father seeks such to worship him. Elohim is a spirit. They that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. So the whole time, it was never about Shiloh. It was never about Jerusalem. It was about worshiping him in spirit and truth in his son, because he said you'll be called a city sought out. Them people wanted to build the Tower of Babel because they wanted a city and a name. They wanted the name of Yah in them because that city had the name of Yah in it. John 5:43. After that, Matthew 13:47. I come in my Father's name, and you receive me not. If another come in his own name, him you will receive. So if you came to Shiloh, he would come in the name of Shiloh then, didn't he? Coming in the name of Jerusalem, city of peace. That was to have a name. To have a name. You know, Yahshua got a lot of names. Zion, Jerusalem, Ariel. You know what I'm saying? All these things talking about him. 13:47. Matthew. Do you see the key thing, what we were looking at in Job and Ecclesiastes 7? Somebody got to make the interpretation of the thing to show man Elohim's uprightness. How else you going to be able to see the blamelessness and the power and the uprightness and righteousness of Yah unless somebody can explain it? Do you realize these people had no idea what they talking about with this book, man? Had you all crossed up. You got niggas don't even teach people what Shiloh is about and why it's important. So you know what that go to show you? Nigga can't tell you you can't keep the feast outside the land, because all Shiloh ain't nothing but the house of Elohim, just like Jerusalem was the place where the house of Elohim, where he placed his name at, where you were supposed to be coming to worship. Yahshua encapsulate all that, because Genesis 49 show us that, because he said until Shiloh come, he'll gather the people. To the house of Elohim come. So the house of Elohim is actually Yahshua HaMashiach. That's why he said, man, all the stones coming down off this place, because he was really telling them about himself. All the stones going to come off this place, then I'm going to be rebuilt. Same way he told them, tear this house down and I'll rebuild it in 3 days. He said, I got to tear the Tower of Babel down. I'll rebuild it though. Because it's got to be pitched by Elohim and not man. You can't do it. I got to do it. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a net that was cast into the sea and gathered of every kind, which when it was full they drew to the shore and sat down and gathered the good vessels, but cast the bad away. So shall it be at the end of the world. The angel shall come forth and sever the wicked from among the just, and shall cast them into the furnace of fire. There shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth. Yahshua said unto them, have you understood all these things? Y'all understood all these things? They saith unto him, yea, Lord. Then said he unto them, therefore every scribe which is instructed unto the kingdom of heaven is like unto a man that is a householder, which bring forth out of his treasure things new and old. Praise ye Yah for Yahshua HaMashiach and the word. We got to get on up out of here, man. I get a pen, please. I didn't thank the Lord. You sit back and look at it. Come on, man. Tighten up.